Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to our channel where we talk about living our best, healthiest lives, especially as we embrace our golden years. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that might surprise you, and perhaps even make you rethink a beloved daily ritual. We're talking about tea. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Tea? Isn't tea supposed to be good for us? We've heard so much about its antioxidants, its calming effects, its history, and its warmth, both literally and figuratively. For many of us, a cup of tea is more than just a drink. It's a moment of comfort, a routine, a connection to tradition, a way to relax after a long day, or a gentle start to the morning. It feels inherently healthy, doesn't it? It's woven into the fabric of our lives, a symbol of hospitality, a quiet companion during solitary moments, a conversation starter when friends visit. We sip it when we're feeling under the weather, when we need a pick-me-up, or simply when we desire a moment of peace. For so many years, tea has been presented to us, and rightly so, as a source of well-being, a natural beverage with ancient roots and modern scientific backing for its numerous benefits. But what if I told you that for some people, particularly as we get older, drinking too much tea or certain kinds of tea could potentially pose a risk to one of our most vital organs, an organ that works tirelessly every second of every day to keep us clean and healthy: our kidneys. This might sound alarming, even unbelievable. After all, tea has been consumed for centuries across cultures, often associated with longevity and well-being. How could something so seemingly beneficial potentially lead to something as serious as kidney failure? It goes against everything we've been taught, everything we feel when we hold that warm mug in our hands. It feels counterintuitive to think of something so comforting having a potential downside, especially one as significant as impacting kidney function. Let me share a real-life story that brought this issue into the spotlight, highlighting a connection that many might not even consider. This story was actually published in a highly respected medical journal, the New England Journal of Medicine, back in 2014. It captured the attention of the medical community and health experts because it pointed to an unexpected culprit behind a serious health problem. It tells the tale of a then 56-year-old man. He was a healthy, active individual, living a seemingly normal life, who developed kidney failure requiring dialysis. Dialysis, as many of you know, is a life-sustaining treatment that takes over the function of failed kidneys, a procedure that significantly alters a person's quality of life and requires immense time and commitment. Doctors were initially baffled. They ran tests, looked for common causes like diabetes or high blood pressure, the usual suspects behind chronic kidney disease, but those weren't the primary culprits in his case. His medical history didn't immediately point to a clear reason for such severe kidney damage. As they dug deeper, meticulously reviewing every aspect of his diet, lifestyle, and habits, they discovered something surprising, something that initially seemed innocuous. This man had a rather extreme daily routine. He drank about 16 cups of iced black tea every single day. Think about that, 16 cups. That's well over a gallon of tea each day. It wasn't just a casual cup here and there. It was a consistent, massive intake of a specific beverage. Doctors concluded that this excessive long-term consumption of black tea was the likely cause of his kidney failure. They determined that the extremely high levels of oxalate, a natural compound found in tea in such a vast daily volume, had led to a buildup of calcium oxalate crystals in his kidneys, effectively clogging the delicate filtering structures and causing damage that progressed to failure. Now, before you panic and pour your current cup of tea down the drain, let's take a deep breath. As I mentioned, the key word here is excessive. This case was extreme, representing an unusually high level of consumption. But it serves as a powerful, albeit slightly cautionary reminder that even seemingly harmless things, when consumed in very large quantities over a long period, can have negative consequences, especially when our bodies, like our kidneys, naturally change and may become less efficient as we age. Our kidneys, having filtered blood and managed waste for many decades, may not have the same resilience or capacity to handle chronic overload as they did in our younger years. This story isn't meant to scare you away from tea entirely, but to highlight the importance of understanding what's in our food and drinks and how our bodies process them, particularly as we mature. This case study sparked conversations and research into the compounds in tea and how they interact with our bodies, particularly our kidneys, when consumed in high volumes. It shifted the focus from just the benefits of tea to the potential risks of overconsumption. And that's what we need to understand today. It's not about living in fear, it's about gaining knowledge and making informed, mindful choices for our health. So the burning question is, can drinking tea, particularly for us seniors, increase the risk of kidney problems or even kidney failure? The truth, as with most things related to health and nutrition, is nuanced. It's not a simple yes or no. It depends on how much you drink, what kind of tea you drink, how strong you brew it, and your individual health status, including whether you have any pre-existing kidney conditions or a history of kidney stones. But understanding the potential links is crucial for protecting our precious kidneys, these vital organs that work tirelessly on our behalf. Let's break down what's happening inside that seemingly innocent cup. Tea leaves derived from the plant Camellia sinensis contain a fascinating array of chemical compounds. Some are widely celebrated for their health benefits, while others, in high concentrations or consumed excessively, can become problematic for our systems. Think of tea in this context as a health double-edged sword. It offers many wonderful benefits, and we shouldn't ignore those, but it also carries potential risks if not handled wisely, especially for bodies that have seen many years and may have accumulated a bit more wear and tear, or whose natural filtering capabilities have slightly declined. First, let's look at the beneficial side when consumed in moderation. Tea contains compounds like